Hi, my name is Haley Fortune, and this is my analysis and takeaway of our research project. My chosen speech was Hillary Clinton's Fourth World Conference in Beijing, China. My thesis statement for her whole speech is as follows. Across the globe, women everywhere suffer from violence and degradation. It is important that women and leaders of nations do everything in their power to change this and create environments where women are treated with respect and dignity. I applaud Hillary Clinton for going against the grain, traveling ways to come to Beijing to speak upon all women who might not have a voice to advocate for themselves. Mind you, a side note that the U.S. did not want Hillary to come out and speak. They wanted to keep her silent. They thought it would cause a lot of controversy, which it did, but for all the right reasons. Hillary wanted to bring women around all nations together to speak upon women being violated and not treated as humans. So, with that being said, a couple of things that I picked up from her speech was one, it is a violation of human rights when women and girls are sold into slavery of prostitution for human greed, and the kinds of reasons that are used to justify this practice should no longer be tolerated. Which means that people who are agreeing to this act, people who are taking action to this act, who are included in this act, should have consequences. This should not be the normal. Prostitution, being sold into slavery for human greed, that is not okay and would never be okay. We are human just like these men are, and we should be treated as such, period. Moving forward, no amount of money and no religion should make this act for women acceptable. It's just not okay. We are human too. We have feelings too. We feel the same cuts, scratches, shots, wounds as any man would. So, therefore, we need to take to action. We need to stand up. We need to yell, protest, do all the different types of things for our voices to be heard, to put a stop to the brutalization of women. Women cannot be in their communities and feel safe. That is a problem. Women cannot have are forced to have abortions, That is not right. That is their child. They should be able to do whatever they want with their bodies. And that's just my personal opinion. What else can I say about this? Let's see. The fact that women in these nations are being burnt to death, babies are being drowned. These things are just so cruel, and I'm not into politics. I do not like the news because it is very depressing to me, but it is very informational. And being that I had this assignment and I would pick this speech, I am now learning about what is going on in this world. I would have thought this type of stuff stopped. Of course, not prostitution, because I mean, living in Houston, that's just known. But that does not make it okay whatsoever. But I am glad that I did get this speech and I was able to learn about what's going on in this world. And I wish I had more of a platform to, speak up and try to, demand for a social and global change with this topic of women being violated and not treated as humans. So that's basically what her speech was about. There was women from Greece, China, of course, women from Africa, Denmark, like all these different places, right? And watching and reading the speech had two different feelings. Reading the speech is one thing, but like watching it, they put the camera on all the different women from all different places. There were some men in there too. But to hear, Hillary saying, things like, is a violation of human rights when the leading cause of death worldwide among women ages 14 to 44 is the violence they are subjected to in their own homes by their own relatives. And you hear everybody clapping and like nodding their heads and things of that sort. And that's just a good feeling to know that these women are in agreement to it. But the only thing that is stopping from creating this social change is we are silenced. We are put into a box. We are scared to take action, which is why we applaud Hillary for her speech, which is why she is seen as a leader, which is why she just deserves all the praise for this speech, which is why this speech is still being talked about day to day. And I hope in the future things change. I hope women get the justice that they deserve in these other nations, because this needs to be brought to an end. If it was up to me, I would make things happen, but I'm this big of a person, so I do really appreciate Hillary, and I know a lot of other women and children do as well. I hope our voices are heard. I hope that this speech would be brought to the light, would be examined and taken seriously, because this is a serious issue. I wish men thought of this as what if this was your mother or your little sister? I feel like people should just treat people the way that they'd like to be treated, and the world would be a better place. This world is cruel. This world needs help, but, this is why we are here, to get through things day by day and make the world a better place. In conclusion, women should be treated with equal rights, and we need to be the ones to make that change. All women from different nations all need to come together and all need to defeat this problem. Thank you.